Welcome to an edition of Harness Central. I'm Harold Howe, and I'm here with John Vax in Campbellville, Ontario. And John, you're getting ready to head to Florida tomorrow. We were able to grab you before you got away. And one little bit of news is you've just sold Riveting Rosie.
Yeah, she's going to Sweden. It's a Norwegian owner, and that was turned out okay. I'm happy that she can go become a broodmare over there.
And she's going for breeding purposes, not racing.
That's right. Yeah, she's. I think she's made about 973, so she's a little short of $1 million, but that's all right.
And then a little earlier, you sold Hemi Sealster, and is for racing purposes, obviously. So a little bit of a house cleaning.
Yeah, it's my game's always been young horses, and I'm not that interested in driving up and down the highway. And
Excuse me, you're going to be in the sun in Florida. What's this driving up and down the highway?
Well, sometimes it's a good time to cash in, and it was a little pricier this year for yearlings, so it's always nice to have a little more capital to reinvest.
As you get ready to head to Florida, this is in the wake of the Harrisburg sale, and you only brought one that you signed for back. In your mind, in hindsight, just wrestling match financially down there?
Yeah, I think what happened was there was 20 people for 10 horses. And
we're talking Ontario sired.
Yeah, Ontario sired.
Yes.
And so then made it a little more competitive, less horses. And, it's all about supply and demand, and, good for the breeders. I mean, they've suffered long enough, and so it's their chance to, for the people who stayed in, it's their chance to make a little hay.
This is your first year at what used to be Glengate Farms, and I guess you moved here April, May, somewhere in there. So after 6-7 months, what do you think?
Well, I enjoy the 5-minute drive over to Mohawk. It's maybe added a few years onto my life. The 401, as everybody knows, isn't getting any less congested. So it's been real good. Matt and I have had lots of things to do here, and we'll continue to have things. You try to shape it the way you want. So, but it's been great.
And the setup for the winter is you're going to Florida, do nothing, lay in the pool with half a dozen horses, and Vicky to do the work. And Matt's here with how many?
Well, he'll likely have around 20, but I might let him come down for a week.
Very Christian of you, and he has to blow the snow and everything. But the idea of in a way, you're kind of split in the stable. Which is kind of a sort of a way Mark Stacey's doing his thing too, but it seems to work. It makes sense.
Well, the trip to Florida is for me, not for the horses, obviously. I mean, I try to sell that to the owners, but they don't buy it. But I'm starting to get a little old, and the bones are aching, and you get refreshed going down there. And I got enough to do to keep me out of trouble, but not too much that I got to work too hard. So maybe it's the best of both worlds. As long as I got my health, I think Vicky and I, go down there and can relax a little bit.
We're within sight of the 5-year anniversary of when the government announced the dissolution of the Slots at Racetracks program. We've had lots of time to digest it. If a stranger asked you, how does it work financially? Is it good, bad, terrible? How do you think it is today?
Well, if you're asking me what the government's thinking, I wouldn't have a clue. And I don't think they have a clue. So, to be in this game, you either got to be, a little bit crazy or really optimistic. And so I'm going to stick with optimistic. And, I'm hoping that with, the integration of OLG and racing, I'm hopeful that it'll work, and it'll go on for years to come. But
well, the Ontario Irish State Gold. If you've got a horse that's competitive, you're fine. If you're in the grassroots chasing all over the province, you're battling, to make a buck. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, it is. You're lucky to break even in the grassroots. Unless you're 1-2 in the grassroots, it's a tough road to hoe. So, and I don't know if it's been any different along the way. I mean, it's more acute now, that's for sure, as far as making money, and there's a short time to make it. So yeah, you feel the pressure a little more, I think.
And maybe you really make your money at the yearling sale with the horses you buy.
That's the big thing. If you're driving a bad horse all winter, he'll stay bad. If you don't pick one that's got 4 legs pointing the right way and have the right attitude, not only is it a long winter, it gets to be a long year and a long 2 years. And those ones, the trick in this game, from where I look, it's those kind. The quicker you can get rid of them, the less the pain is.
Hey, enjoy the winter.
I'm going to try. Thank you.
Harold Howe with John Bax, giving you the Harness Racing Edge.